Now welcome back to the channel, where this time I'm going to be talking some Star Wars collecting, and just by myself. No Sailor Naboo this time, you are getting Thor unscripted. And I just got done watching the Star Wars portion of Hasbro PulseCon, or whatever they're calling it, which, if you don't know, is basically just a long commercial for all the products Hasbro will be releasing in the next year or so. And overall, I thought it was pretty good. I thought there were plenty of reveals here, not maybe super exciting, but you have to keep in mind they are holding plenty back for the Book of Boba Fett. I'm sure we're going to get plenty of figures in relation to that as soon as it is out. Anyway, what I think we have to talk about first here is the reveal of the next Haslab project, which is the Rancor, though it technically isn't the reveal. They kind of spoiled it a few live streams back. They let it slip. It was going to be the Rancor, and we've seen a few promotional things along the way as well. Anyway, we kind of get our first look at it here, and I say kind of because it's only a computer render, which, I mean, what does that really tell us or show us? That doesn't really kind of portray what it'll actually look like, what the paint decos and everything are going to be. Though they did say there's like 900 or over 9,000 of them or something like that, though I believe it was 900. Anyway, the first thing we have to talk about is the price tag on this thing, $350. Now, because I'm an idiot, yes, I have already backed this. I will be adding this to my collection no matter what. But this is still a lot of money. I think this is going to be just out of the range of a lot of people who maybe want it, but maybe think to themselves, is it really worth it? Especially just as is. Unfortunately, they didn't tell us about any of the stretch goals, which to me, you know, that really sweetens the pot. I am really curious to see what the stretch goals are, because just on its own, yes, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I think this thing looks incredible. 40 some points of articulation, I think they said, and it's nearly 4 feet long, or 3.5 or 42 inches, whatever it is. 13 inches and 27 if you extend the arms over the head. I mean, there's a lot to love. This thing looks like it's going to be incredible. Again, looks like, because we didn't actually see any kind of demo of the product. We just got that render. But still, I think what's really going to sell this thing is, what else am I going to get? You know, am I going to get like an Ula to have him eat, which sounds really weird? Am I going to get another Gamorrean guard? Am I going to get a Luke? Am I going to get a Rancor keeper? And a Luke with a nice bone to jam into his, or wedge into his mouth. I mean, what are these stretch goals going to be? Because I'm assuming this thing is going to hit its 9,000 pretty easily. I think it's already at 1,000 last time I looked, and it's just been up for about a half hour. So I have a feeling it's going to hit that 9,000, even if a lot of people are looking at that price tag and saying, nah, no thank you, or what are the stretch goals? I was surprised they didn't show them, because that really incentivizes people, I think, because you want to get more than just this Rancor. You want to get that Ula, or the Luke, or the Gamorrean guard, or whatever else it might be. And mind you, I'm kind of torn how I feel about Haslab in general. I mean, I like the concept that we can get these things that probably they otherwise would have never made. Yet at the same time, I have to give them I have to give a $1 billion company $350 in advance to get a toy a year and a half later. To me, that's a little strange. I mean, come on, Hasbro. You can take the risk on this one. You took the risk on the TIE Fighter, and apparently that didn't do so well. So I guess I understand your point of view. Yet at the same time, come on, you're a $1 billion company, make some toys, and more than likely people are going to buy this if you really put the time and love into it, which is all the collectors really want. But anyway, like I said, I've already backed it, though I'm very curious to hear what other people have to say, or read what other people have to say in the comments. Is this too much for you? Is it going to depend on what the stretch goals are? Or is it just something you're never going to pay $350 for? Like I said, a giant chunk of plastic, essentially. Yes, a very cool one, but still a huge chunk of plastic that is really just going to sit on a shelf or maybe a table or something, because it is that big. But is this worth $350? That's the question I'll pose to you. Like I said, I'm an idiot. I'm buying it. What do you think? Moving on then, and looking at the other Black Series announcements, and there were 3 kind of different categories. There were the Mandalorian figures, there were the Galaxy's Edge figures, and then also the pipeline reveals. But starting with the Mandalorian figure, we are yet again getting another build-up pack of the Mandalorian with the child. I mean, the little spider it comes with, yeah, that's cool. But you really have to wonder, how many times can they package the exact same figure and, you know, spray a little different paint on it and keep expecting people to buy it? I mean, I think this is like, we have Muddy Mandalorian. I think we now have Icy Mandalorian. We have like Carbonite Mandalorian. I mean, I understand he's the main character of the show, and he doesn't really, well, he does change outfits in the first season, but he's not like other Star Wars characters where they're, 3 times per film they're putting on a different outfit for them to make a figure on. So I get that. But at the same time, maybe just keep re-releasing the original one, so that, someone comes into collecting later, or a kid discovers the show and wants the figure, they can buy it, instead of just trying to milk the collector to get them to keep buying essentially the same figure, again, with different paint splatter on it. Moving on, the Mayfeld figure I thought looked really, really good. It's about time. I mean, who would have thought I would be getting a Bill Burr action figure? I mean, the guy has said before he hates Star Wars, and now he's one of my favorite characters, at least in The Mandalorian. Moving on, we had the Cobb Vanth figure. That one looked incredible. Obviously, gonna get it. I'm gonna get them all. Then there was also the Boba Fett Nomad outfit, which also looked great. I mean, I give him credit. All three of those, excluding the Mandalorian repaint, they look great. I mean, I have no complaints about, when they make new figures, they almost always look incredible. I love the face printing technology. So I'm happy about that. I just get a little sick and tired of taking, like I said, that same figure, throwing a different type of paint on it, maybe putting it in a different package, and just trying to get collectors to buy it again. Then we have the Galaxy's Edge figures, or the 3 different sets, which I honestly not all that excited for, though I am going to get them, as mentioned like 3 or 4 times. I'm an idiot. I get everything. I'm a completionist. But, I mean, I don't have much to say. I have no excitement for pretty much any of these sets. I mean, an AT-AT driver with a First Order helmet, like a repainted General, or face-printed General Hux without his hat on, a mouse droid we've already got. We got some monkey lizards, a different BB unit. I mean, none of it really is all that exciting to me. And I mean, this seems to be the only way we're getting sequel trilogy characters, or from that time period, which not necessarily a complaint. But I just wonder if they have some kind of deal with Disney and Lucasfilm where they have to make these for the park, and they figure, well, why not release them to the larger audience and hope somebody will buy them off, shopdisney.com or whatever it's called. And I do have the original sets, which you can actually only get in the park, I believe. I don't think they ever sold them online, but I got them on eBay from somebody who was selling them. So, again, I'm not super excited for these. I think they're probably just some kind of promotional material for the park, because they don't really make sequel trilogy characters anymore. The Black Series pipeline reveals then, like the figure in Dan, which I think is going to be great. That's going to be a nice little addition to the whole Cantina vibe that they're going on, especially with the little play set that harkens back to the Power of the Force release. We have Leia in Ewok outfit, and then a Republic security droid. And I mean, it really starts to tell you that they are kind of running out of the mainline figures that we're starting, I don't want to say scraping the bottom of the barrel now when it comes to like the original trilogy, but we are getting now into those more background characters, or the more, I was in this outfit for 3 minutes, but I'm Hasbro and I'm going to make a figure out of it anyway. Also, the Republic security droid, again, they are going all in on the Mandalorian. Clearly that is far more popular, and granted, it's ongoing, but not to harken on how bad the sequels were or anything, but clearly the Mandalorian is far, far more popular with Star Wars collectors than the sequels, since again, other than that Galaxy's Edge collection or these 3 collections, we're not getting anything from the sequels. I don't think too many fans or collectors really have all that much interest in sequel characters. Moving on then briefly to the vintage collection reveals, and mind you, I collect just a few vintage collection, though I have the Haslab, the sail barge, and I will soon have, whenever they finally ship it, I'll have the Razor Crest as well. So I do have some vintage collection, but I'm not as knowledgeable or versed on it, so I don't know if this was a good showing, a bad showing. I don't know if this is disappointing or not. I still love the idea of the Trooper build-up packs. That is my favorite idea, and I really, really hope they bring that to the Black Series. As I've said before, I'm an army builder. I love having lots of troops, and I really love the idea of, like the Rebel troops having different faces for them, instead of just trying to buy the same figure and maybe, retouching them with some paint or trying to find different heads to swap on. The idea I could buy a 4-pack of Hoth Rebel troopers and they all have different faces would be incredible. So anyway, to start to sum it up here, for the most part, I thought this was a pretty good amount of reveals. Again, keeping in mind, there's more coming, absolutely. They're doing that whole every Tuesday where they reveal stuff too, so I'm sure there's going to be more figures shown there. Book of Boba Fett is 2 months away at this point. There's going to be more figures for that. There's going to be more figures for the Kenobi series. They even said how, we're going to be seeing more of this character in the future when they showed the vintage collection Kenobi. So yeah, I'm fine with what they showed. I'm just glad it wasn't 50 different repaints or repackages. We just pretty much had the one of the Mandalorian repaint, which, I understand Again, he's the main character. You want to milk him for all he's worth, and you want to, you want to always have him on the shelf. So if a kid happens to go in the store and actually buy an action figure, they can buy the Mandalorian. The Rancor, like I said, really curious to hear what people have to say about that. Are you going to buy it? Is it too much? Are you waiting for stretch goals? What is the deal with that? And so anyway, well, I guess that's all I got for you this time. Now, take to the comments below. Tell me what you thought about Hasbro PulseCon. Tell me what you think about the Rancor. Tell me what you think about the vintage collection. Was this a good showing? Was it bad? Whatever the case may be, do leave a comment below. Let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.